All right, all right. Happy Thursday, everybody. Big waves to you out there. Good to see you. Go ahead and get them arms waving. That'll make you happy. So good to see everybody this morning, or midday, I guess. And I'm looking across at Pat Klepper and a big crowd full of people that she is traveling, I'm sure, to Arkansas, getting ready for the amazing event this weekend in Arkansas. We'll talk to you a little more about that. But hey guys, thanks for jumping on this. I know it's high noon Central Time Zone, and we wanted to bring this call to you across the board. There's a lot of things, exciting things happening in our company. I mean, we have an amazing event getting ready to take place, has already started taking place in Arkansas. And it just so happened to be this way that the event happened. It's an annual event they put on, but it happened to surround like some really, really incredible things that's taken shape. And one of them is this global convergence that our company set out on this past weekend that we're seeing unfold. And in the next coming weeks, it's going to be almost like unwrapping a Christmas present every week. Like there's just going to be new things that come to both the front end of your website and also the back end of your website. It's just going to give you all these amazing tools to be able to use that your future self is going to be so excited. And so I brought on two industry veterans that's got a lot more industry experience than I do to talk to you about the excitement. And so I'm going to turn it over right now to Coach Todd Rowland. He needs no introduction. But Coach, it's an exciting time, with everything coming together. So I just want to roll the call to you.
Yeah, never been more excited in my life, Brent, because anytime that new technology and new things roll out, you're on the verge of something great about to happen. But we got a couple things to talk about on the call today. We'll talk about the second piece in a minute, and that's the new Level Up program that's rolling out Monday too. That ain't nobody gonna beat me leveling up. I've already made my mind up. I'm gonna beat everybody. But the man of the hour right now, Ken Bailey's background is actually in IT. When I first met Ken, he was still working at a bank as their head of IT. So he knows things that nobody else knows. As a matter of fact, he makes me a bit lazy because no matter how hard I try, I can never learn what he knows, and so it just makes me lazy. I just called him and said, "Now, Ken, what?" So this morning I had like 2 or 3 things that people needed last night, and I couldn't figure it out. I called him this morning. He was like, "Boom, boom, boom, boom," and I was like, "You gotta be kidding me!" I said, everybody's got to know that. So what Ken's been doing over the last few days is going with a fine-tooth comb through the whole systems. He was actually in on the planning of the new systems, help kind of guide them. So Ken can tell us where they are, where they're going to be over the next 2 weeks, and then really what we're all looking for, what the final end result may be here. It may be a couple months out before everything rolls out, but but he was telling me capabilities this morning, Brent, that I was like, you can do what? Say what? So anyway, Ken, I'll let you screen share, but we're going to turn it over to you, and you can unspotlight me, Anthony. I'm about to sit back with my notebook pad and take notes.
Me too.
Well, thanks, Todd and Brent and everybody for joining. But before I screen share, just want to talk a little bit about where we are and what we've got going on. And Todd and Brent, y'all want to comment on a couple things here in the beginning before we actually do the screen share. And it is exciting. And Todd, as you and I know, we've been with RX for over 8 years, and I guess Brent maybe 3 years or whatever. And this has been needed this whole 8 years. And it's always it can be a little bit of frustration for people in the beginning when there's a change of something new. And I was talking to somebody just a few minutes ago, Todd, and I said it would be like, all of you on the line experience going maybe from one cell phone or one Samsung to the next model. And at first you're like, oh, you got that learning curve. Well, imagine many of you remember the old bag phones or the old flip phones, the first cell phone you ever had. Think about going from a bag phone to the latest, greatest smartphone. Okay, that's what we're doing. Okay. So just think about how much more capability today's smartphones have compared to an old bag phone that we used to carry around and couldn't get signal, all that kind of stuff. We're making that kind of a leap. Okay. So it's going to be a little bit of frustration, a big learning curve, bigger for me maybe than anybody, Todd, because I know the old system inside and out. So I would be the last person that would want to change to something new, except I know how much better the new system is. Okay. So just keep that in mind. Any comments there, Brent or Todd, on when you have to go to something new?
Yeah. Yeah. You know, it's kind of, I joke about it all the time. And I said, you know, there's a book that once was written that says, change is fun. You go first, Ken Bailey. You know, and that's kind of a joke. But here's the thing. Every great thing happens with change. Life's change. And so the things that, when I look at somebody like you, Ken, with your expertise in the business, expertise in the field of building large teams, and you're looking at me going, listen, just wait till you get all these things unwrapped. You're going to have more firepower to go out, Brent, and build your business. So I lean on wisdom of people like you that know more than me, you know? And I was in the IT world, crazy enough. I know that's scary. I was a computer programmer before coaching. So I do know a little bit about what we just did is like, has never been done in our industry. So it was a massive undertaking for our company. So you know, again, I lean on your understanding of what we got coming is a beautiful thing.
I just want everybody to know it's a huge leap forward, Brent and Todd, and what we're talking about now and letting people understand this is really more important than some of the functions that I'm getting ready to show you. I am going to show you how much simpler it is for a customer to sign up, how much simpler it is for you to sign a customer, for you to sign a new brand partner. As I was telling Todd this morning, you know, Brent, somebody could become a brand partner underneath you now with the new system without you ever even knowing it, without having your ID number. That could have never happened on our old system. A customer can go shop underneath me without me being there to help them. That could have never happened underneath the old system. Just giving you some ideas. Get this, you can sign up a new rep, enroll a new customer, shop in your shopping cart without ever going to your back office. Try doing that before. It's not possible. I was testing this morning, Todd, and last night, I could sign up a new customer now from start to finish in probably under a minute. That would have taken me 5 minutes, 10 minutes, maybe even before. So it's far, far and away better, but it's just that growing curve, learning curve, I guess you call it, that we got the experience. Todd?
Oh yeah. You know, I sit back, you know, I like to see the big picture, and the big picture is I want the easiest app in the world to sign up customers and stuff. And then I let everybody else handle the hard stuff to get me there. But then I do stop and think about it. You know, it's 15 languages. It's 400,000 reps worldwide. It's 1 million customers. It is. Think about your single paycheck if you have a growing business. Just the amount of IT that takes to grab the order, put it in volume, spin it into the 8 ways we get paid, pay it out to you timely on time, have it in your bank when you wake up on Friday morning. So you're converging 2 companies. You're changing it's not just the convergence, but it's the whole system changing. But Ken, some of those things you just went through, you were explaining to me this morning. And heck, I had a guy text me just a second ago that wanted to know how to send a website to somebody. And, you know, in times past, I could tell them, but we had to go into their website and create all this stuff to get it done. It was mission impossible. And based on what you told me this morning, I told him how to do it. Boom, he already did it and signed up a customer like in 2 seconds. So that may be where you want to start, tell people how to create that replicated website. Because until you told me this morning, I had no clue.
Well, Todd, as you were just talking, I was thinking of another analogy. We're using phones and whatever. The guys and gals, imagine going from a horse and buggy to the latest SUV. Now, you take somebody out of that horse and buggy and set them in an SUV or even an airplane. Let's make it even. Well, they would be lost. But try taking that horse and buggy across the country or an airplane across the country. Which one would you do? Well, if you never seen an airplane or never seen a car, you take the horse and buggy. How crazy is that? We're jumping from a horse and buggy to an SUV. It's almost that big of a difference. I mean, that's a stretching a little bit, but when you first get into a vehicle and you don't even know how to start the car or what a steering wheel is, or you don't want nothing to do with it. And then when you learn it, it's like, oh my gosh, it's the best thing ever. And that's what's going on. But Todd, along the lines of what you were just saying, to help people write off, to go, and Brent kind of mentioned, the front end, the back end. This is only phase one. By choice, they talked to all the field and whatever. Did we want them to focus on the customer experience and the front end and the shopping cart, or the X office? And we overwhelmingly said the customer's got to be simple. The shopping cart's got to be simple. So that's the phase one. So that's why a lot of things in your office now, or your back office, is not even loaded yet. You're going to see more and more reports added. You're going to see a better dashboard with things you could see before. I was just talking to them this morning. Some of that's being added today as we speak. So know that that's going to happen, but you can do everything from that front part that you couldn't do before. Like I say, enroll a rep, enroll a customer, whatever, without ever logging into your X office. Now, what Todd was talking about, how do we get in? Don't use your old RX link to get in there, because that'll take you straight into your back office and you're missing the front end. What I mean by that is to go, if I wanted to send a customer to shop right now, Todd, we couldn't really do that before because it was in all those replicated sites. I'll just give them newage.com/ and your rep ID. Now, if you're with RX, put an A in front of it. If you're with Noni, you put an N. So like it would be newage.com/A994138. I send that link to a customer, they go and shop, and it'll say on there, you're shopping with Ken Bailey, you're shopping with Todd Rowland, and they can place an order. We could never do that before. Because
let's reiterate that, because that was one of the first aha moments this morning when I was talking to you about this call. But so all I have to do is go newage.com/ the letter A and my ID number.
Yes. Okay. And it's going to get, let me add this, it's going to get even simpler. This hopefully within the next few days, but you're also going to be able to go in and pick a URL name like we could before. So it will eventually soon be newage.com/Rowland or newage.com/Palmer, whatever you pick, so they don't even have to remember your rep ID. But right now, newage.com, capital letter A, and your rep ID, and send that to people.
Yeah, but Ken, I'm not going to get anybody off subject here, but 90% of the people already know how to go buy a domain name. So right now, if I wanted to, I could go buy a domain name and redirect that newage.com/A, my ID number. And then I could have a domain name that says best products in the world buy here.com. And they we won't do that, but that is now available to everybody out there to have their own personal shopping experience.
So basically, folks, if you're familiar with the language, we had all like 8 different replicated sites. Now it's all one site, which is what we desperately needed, because what would happen in the past, Todd, you talked to somebody about our drops, which was a slenderized product, and you talked to them about MOA, which is a Nutrify product, that was on 2 different websites. Now it's all in one place. So every new rep you sign up, everybody on here, within the first few hours, they would say, I talked to so-and-so and they want to know if I got a website where people can go shop. Well, you try to explain how it was set up. Now, newage.com/A and your rep ID, they can go shop across all brands. That in itself is a huge, huge, huge deal and extremely important.
Chris, Ken, do you know the answer to this yet? One of the questions is, if you create the smart link, like Anthony showed people how to do on the video. By the way, Anthony, that was fantastic. I've just had tremendous reviews on that. But can they, if you send them directly to the replicated website, are you able to give a discount right now, or is that just straight a retail sale?
Nope. I'll show you that here in a minute. You can do a subscribe and save, and then send the link, and it'll already be in there, or it'll ask you if you wanted to give them the coupon code or not. You have that option, and I'll show you that.
Okay. I see somebody put a bunch of questions. We're going to come back and grab those in a minute. So at the end of this, let's let Ken go through everything first, because he may answer that along the way, and then we'll come back at the end and grab some of these individual questions on that. But that was the 15% one was important. So that's great.
Okay, let me see now if I can share my screen. And here's the plan, folks, is what I want to do is I'm going to go through and show you how a customer can just come and sign up on your website, how a new rep can join on their own, and then how you can place an order, sign a new customer, or sign a new brand partner without ever going into your X office. Okay, let me see if I can share the screen here, Anthony.
As you're sharing that, Ken, one other thing you told me this morning that was really reassuring for me, and it's going to answer a lot of your questions you just put out there, Michelle. We're going to come back and get them all answered at the end. But you were saying that they're still downloading massive amounts of data periodically. So sometimes you'll go in there and do something and it will work just fine. And then sometimes you'll go in and do something and it won't work at all. For example, somebody was struggling last night to pull up the tree view for a placement and it wouldn't pull up for them. But you were saying that the tree view is working periodically already. And when it's not working, the data is being downloaded. That may go on for another 10 days or so.
Yeah, and also, Todd, for example, your commission statements, like the commissions have already run for tomorrow, but you're not seeing them in your X office. Those are supposed to be loaded today as well. So you're going to see more and more data loaded, more reports added, that kind of stuff is in process as we speak.
But when that data is downloading, some things may go like, I see she's asking about a 505 server error, something like that might show up when a data pour is going in.
Absolutely. And it will, and that'll happen for at least a few days.
Okay.
Hey, Todd, while you're on that, I actually spoke with corporate just a few minutes ago and reported an issue. And they said, like Todd and Ken had already saying, massive information's being downloaded and imported as we speak every so often. But if you come across an error, just don't panic, like take a screen capture of it and call customer service, call them. They want your, if there's something, because they're fixing those on those work requests. And Ken will tell you from the IT world, that's just part of coming to a new system. And so it's not a bad thing. It's just, there'll be some wrinkles. And then as you report them, as we report them in the field, the wrinkles will get worked out.
Ken, I do have one question that Michelle's list that is an important one. That's a timely one because today is Friday. But her question is, when will we be able to manage our auto delivery? Is there a way to do that right now that she's not aware of, or that I'm not aware of?
Yes. Yeah. Under your X office, under settings is, by the way, a fundamental difference here, but a good thing. We've called it auto delivery. It's now going to be called subscribe and save or subscription. So somebody's getting a subscription instead of auto delivery, and that just sounds better and so forth. But in your back office, underneath settings, it'll say subscription manager. That's where you can manage your auto delivery or manage your subscription. Now and I talked to him this morning too, right now it's underneath settings, but it's going to have its own icon because it's so important. It's going to say subscription manager, but right now it's underneath settings in your back office.
So it is available right now. You can go in today. Today's your auto delivery day. Under settings inside of your back office. And Ken, if you don't know how to get there, Ken's about to show us all that.
I'll show you that. And by the way, and kind of what Brent was saying there with corporate, we're all learning the new system and they're figuring out some things. And I've went through it, like Todd said, the last few days, trying to with a fine tooth comb. And just so you'll know, folks, I am loving what I'm seeing, but I understand this frustration of changing and still learning some things myself. Just like that, auto delivery or subscribe and save is underneath settings. That's not where it should be. It should be underneath its own icon, or if you're going to put it underneath another setting, put it under orders or customers. So they're realizing, ooh, that needs to be out there on the front. So that'll all be done. It's all being done as we speak.
One more question she did ask, because I'm going to lose this one, because I feel like this is available too. She just doesn't know where, and I don't know where either. But it says, how do we add the BOS to a Rowland UBP? It doesn't show up in products.
That's being added as we speak as well.
Okay. Thank you.
So can you see my screen, guys?
Yes.
Absolutely. We can
So
see
folks,
it.
I'm just on Google Chrome or whatever you use on your computer. So if I send a new customer, look, newage.com, remember, this is what we were just talking about. And then newage.com / and I'm gonna put a capital A and then my ID, your rep ID. When I hit
Does everybody use your ID, Ken?
yeah, go ahead. Now, can everybody see now that we're on the back office, Todd? Now, one of the things you want to do is you got New Age, RX, and Nona. I do want to Noni. Click on RX right there. Now, I'm going to act like I'm just a brand new customer, guys. It's shopping. Now, if I come down the screen, it'll show me what the current faves are. Okay, there's slenderized drops. By the way, the search bar, which you'll use a lot, is right there. Now, this is something I learned, Todd. I love this. You click on search, and I'm going to search products. I thought, okay, if I wanted the drops, they'd have to search slenderized. I can just search drops. Now come back down my screen here a little bit. Right there's the drops. Okay, they just got to click right there. Now see, they can subscribe and save, and it'll change the price. Look at this. They can do a single order. It'll upsell them to a 2-pack if you want to. But if we just wanted to add it to the cart, your little card on the right-hand top, it just said item added. I'm going to click on my shopping cart. See where they can apply the promo code there now, Todd, if they want to.
Oh, wow. I see.
Now look at this, proceed to checkout. Folks, now it's got my ID in there, but they can just continue as guests. They don't have to know my ID or anything. They can check out now, put in their shipping address. Imagine trying to do that under the old system.
Wow.
That's so easy.
Wow. That's amazing right there.
Now look, if I click back on the shopping cart there, I decide, oh, I don't like that. I want to remove it. It's gone. And look at it'll go right away here. Look at my little X. I'm going right back out there. Now here's a key thing that I love too. Anytime I want to get back to my opening screen, just go right back here on the top left, click on RX. I'm back to my shopping first opening screen. I know everybody wants to do that. How do I get back out? How do I get back out? Right? Now this little person right here will let me log myself in. I can just sign in. Right now, I'm just like a customer shopping. But look what happens if I sign myself in. Now I want to shop, right? There's the favorites. Notice it changed to my rep price, $119.95. I want to add it to my cart. Go up here to the shopping cart. Watch real close here. Looks like same thing as we saw before. But look what happens when I proceed to checkout. Whoops, let me go up the screen here. Look at the questions it's asking me right here. Who's getting credit for this order? Y'all see that, Todd? Brent?
Oh, you can give the credit to a
Look, you
can give the
downline brand
credit.
partner.
Yeah, I could be myself. I'm just placing an order for myself, or I'm signing up a new customer. Look how my price changed. See, under myself, see it's $119.95. Oh no, I'm signing up a new customer. They put their price to $145. Now, if they want to click on subscribe and save, which is putting them on auto delivery, I'm just clicked on that. See, it changes their price to the wholesale price.
Holy
Wow.
cow, that's a million.
Now,
times.
imagine how quick I could just sign up a new customer, Todd, than what I had to do before. Log into my X office. I mean, it is so much better. Look, I can even give this order to somebody in my brand partner in my downline.
So do that real quick. Show us how to do that.
Right.
What does it ask when you do that?
What their rep ID is. When I click on
And then
it,
when you place that order, it's going to
they're
go
going to
on
get credit for that order.
their volume. It will show up volume on their business.
Correct.
Holy cow.
Try doing that in
Wow.
the system. Again, I keep saying that, folks. It's just, and again, just click on the shopping cart up here. Look, by the way, I love all the buttons. If I want to increase the quantity on the order, I've got 2 drops now. Now let's click
So
on.
Kent,
Yes, sir.
so Ken, and you can create a smart link right from there.
I was
You got
getting
it
ready to
pulled
tell
up.
you,
Wow,
the smart link
wow.
the smart link's all over the place. So all of a sudden I could create the smart link right there, and it would work just like the old smart link. But look at this little X here. I'm going to X out there. I'm going to go back to shopping. All right, I'm go back out here and shop some more. Let's look at our search button. Click on search. I want to go get MOA. Just put MOA in my search right there. Now, if I come down the screen, look what's there, MOA. Let's add it to the cart. And now I got two things in my cart. You see that? Click on the cart. So there's my drops, there's my MOA. And look, Brent, right there's Smart Link if I want to create one. So I
Wow.
my shopping cart to whatever, then click on Smart Link. You know, there's 2 or 3 places where you can do the Smart Link.
So Ken, just for people like me, I click on that Smart Link.
Yep.
And it's just going to ask me, I guess, like information it used to ask.
Yep, you're going to give the Smart Link a name because you can save them, and it could be drops or whatever, so you can reuse it. And then you're going to generate the Smart Link. Well, I'll do it for you right here. We'll just call this one test, and then generate the link. And there's the copy, and it's created a Smart Link for those drops.
You ain't even got to put in all that other stuff. You just create that, and I got it.
So much simpler.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
Hey, there was one thing that you did in that very beginning that I've been waiting to ask. When you went to your replicated website, newage.com/A and your ID number, you said we had to click on RX. So what if they don't? Is that something we have to tell them on the front end?
We do currently, but remember with the URL that's coming, we're going to be able to send them straight to the RX page. Because right now they could choose between RX or Noni right there.
Okay, so if they choose Noni, it's just not going to work for them because it's not completely integrated. What happens if they click on Noni?
No, they'll see Noni products and stuff instead of the RX products. We're shopping under RX instead of Noni.
So they can order Noni products by clicking on Noni, and they would get credit for it.
Correct.
Okay, that's what I wanted to understand.
Now remember, I told you earlier, like to get back to the opening screen, I can just click on RX, which is what I've done. Now look at this, Todd. Now underneath the button right there of the person, right now I'm logged in. Look how easy I can log right out. Now if I want to go back to that person again, the little box there, I can turn around and log myself right back in. But here's what I want to show you. I'm logged out right now. Let's say you sent somebody your link, newage.com, and they're shopping around and whatever. If they come down the page here, it'll give them an option to become a brand partner. So they could click on, whoops, let me roll back up here.
By the way, I love that terminology. Start a phone-based business.
Yes.
Whoever came up with that, that's awesome.
And it could say, if they click on Let's Go right there, but I want to show you something that's always available through here too. If you come down the bottom of the screen on the left-hand side here under Join, they say, okay, I want to join that company. Okay, you click Join, and it takes them straight to enrollment, Todd. So you just send them a link and they're in enrollment. Well, they don't have your rep ID or your name. If they had your rep ID, they could put it in right here, your brand ID, and sign up under you. But if they don't, they can search brand partners and they put in Rowland, it'll bring you up and they can sign up under you and you never even knew they were there. You follow me there?
Yeah. So the actual enrollment process, Ken, has that changed at all? Is there things people need to know there when people start down that road?
No, everything's kind of self-explanatory on the screen. But now I just want to point out to everybody again here, you just sent somebody newage.com and they're shopping, they're looking around, they're seeing about the company, they're looking at the company story, then they can click on that, get started now, or go click on the join button. See this join button right here? They could join you, Todd, and you didn't even know they were doing it. You just sent them to newage.com. And even if they didn't have your rep ID, if they had your rep ID, they can put it in, or they can search for you.
So, but if you send them the replicated website and they click join, it's automatically tagged.
Correct. That's right. Yeah, right. But I also wanted people to realize, because I know this is going to happen as momentum gets going and so forth. Somebody's going to be out there and they see a story on New Age and they'll say, oh, I remember Brent Palmer. I remember Todd Rowland. I'm just going to sign. They could sign up under you and you didn't even know it was happening. That could have never happened before.
Hey, Ken, can you share, so you do create a link. Can you share that link over and over and over? Do you know the answer to that question?
Share. Oh, absolutely. So are you asking this? New age.
Like that test link, like the smart link that you
Oh, yeah.
made test.
See, yeah, when you're creating, like I have a smart link for, say, the water bottles. And somebody calls me up and says, Ken, I want to order that water bottle you got. When you go under your smart links, you'll have a smart link and you called it water bottles. You may have a smart link that you called burn. You just click on that and it's already there. You already created. You just give it different.
Where is that, Ken? Where will they be saved at?
Underneath smart links. You click on.
So you're talking about logging into your back office and under smart.
Yeah. Let me log back in. All we've seen now so far, folks, is the front end, right? I'm logging myself back in now. We're looking at all the front end, but there's an option there when you log in. See where it says office? When I click on office there, Todd, I'm not going to spend a lot of time here because that's all still being built. Your dashboard, none of that's quite accurate yet. They're still loading stuff. But underneath here, see down here, Todd, there's an option called Smart Links.
Got it.
See the ones I've got built there. I've got one called Rejuvenex. I've got one called Water Filter System. I could reuse those same. There's the one I just created called Test.
Show somebody walk through that real quick, Ken.
On how you create it or how you use
it? No. Just how you would go in there and grab one and then resend it to the next person.
I right click it on it, or I click on it and I can send it to them. I can even.
Oh, so you're just copying and saving that link again, whether it's a phone or a computer. Okay, got it.
And again, they've done so good on their buttons. Look at the buttons here. I can go edit that smart link, or I can delete that one. You are permanently delete this smart link. Yep. So it's going to take. See, the Rejuvenex one's gone now. But I could go out and recreate it. I could edit one of those smart links. So you could have 10 different smart links there that you're using.
So Ken,
I got three. Go ahead.
One question I had is, can you do a smart link? So if you had a pack in the company, like a starter pack for a brand partner, can you do a smart link for a pack and just use it over and over and over again?
Absolutely. And then when you're creating it, you'll call it beast mode level up pack, something where you can recognize it. And if you want to send that link to somebody that already have the beast mode pack or the transformation A pack, you create a smart link. Maybe you call it transformation A enrollment, whatever you want to call it, and you'll have it on that list. You send them that link, and it'll automatically have transformation pack in that link.
So Ken, are the QR codes still popping up when you do the smart link?
I don't know the answer to that yet. They should be. If they're not, they will be. I know that the system.
And then this is a question, but I'm assuming I know the answer to that one. It says, can you do a smart link for the brand Lucium? But you just have to go add it and build it yourself, but just go put all the Lucium products in.
Yeah, you could literally have 50 smart links, Todd. And if I was doing one with Lucium, I would call it. So then when you went back out over and look at your list, it'll be called Lucium enrollment, or you could do a smart link just for the water bottle, or just for mower, just Rejuvenex. If somebody calls you up, hey, I want that Rejuvenex, you send them a smart link, it's already there. I love that, but what I love even more is I can send them newage.com/ and my ID number, and they can go shop themselves. We could not do that before. Now I know we're got to fine tune some things here to make sure it all flows, but it's I can't tell you how much better it's going to be, and that's not hype, folks. I just see it.
And Ken, a great question from Eva is, where's the e-wallet now in the back office?
It's not there yet. It'll be under AOR, and they may even give that a different name, I think. But underneath your X office, it says AOR. Nothing's there right now. All that's being loaded.
Okay.
Same thing on your reporting, folks. If you go to the back office part and click on reporting, there's nothing there. They're going to be adding like title advancements, your downline power rankings, all the same reports you saw before will start showing up there as we're speaking. They just got to keep adding that stuff. And Todd, I did stop sharing my screen because I just wanted us to come out and talk. Hopefully people saw just from the things I saw there, and I know you two guys did, the fact that somebody can go shop without you, a rep could sign without you, you can go in there, sign up a new customer, a new rep, place your own order. You haven't even went into your back office. That's by design so that people can do that stuff without having to go through your back office. And it's so much simpler and easier once you learn it. I know you're going from the buggy to the airplane or the buggy to the car, and you've never been in a car before, you're like scared to death, but I promise you it's going to get you there a whole lot faster.
Anthony, go ahead, Brent.
I'll say this, Ken, to everybody that's on here and watching the recording later. I mean, one of the things when you convert over to a big system like this and all the potential, there's some things uniquely, and you've said this on countless calls. We need to be able to take an order, both customer and brand partner, and do it effectively. You've proven that this system does that, and it's simple. So to answer everybody's question today, we could go enroll all the customers we want today and all the brand partners we want today and effectively get that done. That's huge. I mean, not only that, but it's simpler. It's more simple than it has ever been in the history of the company today because of that. So, you know, that is a massive win for us.
Yeah, and I know I couldn't keep up with the chat, folks, because I was actually doing the demonstrating, but I've seen like 2 people ask where the auto delivery is now. Let's reiterate, it's now going to be called subscribe and save or subscription, which I like that. But right now it's under your back office, it's underneath settings. It will end up having its own icon and probably called subscription manager. Right now it's underneath settings and subscription manager. But subscription manager, you could call it an auto delivery manager. It's underneath settings. Hopefully, I think this has helped, Todd, not because I did it, because I'm learning.
I'm just scanning all the questions. Is loyalty shopping available yet, Ken?
Loyalty shopping is available. You'll have that option. One thing I didn't show you, and I would jump back in there, but we don't want to make this too long, is when you're in there shopping, not only can you search for the products, but on the left-hand side of the screen, you still have all your filters. You can jump to weight management. You can jump to energy. You can jump to slenderize. You can jump to prime. And one of the things under filter is loyalty shopping. So if you click on loyalty shopping, it'll take you to what's in the loyalty cart right now.
Yeah. And the ones that are asking about the smart link being able to put in a public place, yes. I mean, that's the way they're set up now. They're not even really private or public. You're not putting somebody's name on it. You're just creating a rant. It's really set up as public that can be used over and over and over for different people.
One of the other things, Ken, that I wanted to ask you is, okay, so I'm sitting here today and I enroll a brand partner. Before in the system, I needed an ID that I wanted that brand partner to go under, or I let the computer system automatically decide. Like, can you step us through, I enroll a brand partner today. Do I need to have the ID number where I want it placed? How would you handle that?
That's helpful. But Todd was mentioning this earlier, and they're loading the information right now. When you start entering that rep, just like before, you can have a manual entry where you know what the rep ID placement already is, or you can click on the tree and place them on the tree. They're still loading all that tree stuff. So that may not be up this very second. It'll, like I was doing it last night, testing it, and the tree was right there, and I just picked where I wanted them on the tree. But like this morning while they were loading, the tree wasn't coming up. Okay. So if you know the ID number, the placement, just do that manual placement. That's the best case scenario, but you'll still have the tree and the search available to search for them or to bring up the tree.
And I see Shauna asked the $1 million question is, when will everything be completely ready to share? The answer is we can share everything that customers and enrollments was what Brent was just alluding on. Those 2 things we can share today. But that total app rollout and the total, especially the back office system that monitors it for us. I listen, they can say what they want to, but I've dealt with IT so long. I'm going to say 2 weeks to a month before they get everything fully loaded in, like where you wouldn't be waiting on something else. But functionality ready to roll. We're better today than we've been in 9 years on signing up reps and customers. Wouldn't you say that, Ken?
Yeah, I mean, the simplicity for sure, because that's one of the things, the issues that we've had. It was hard for a customer to sign up or a rep to sign up without help. It's far and away simpler, but it may not seem simple to you. But if you try to click on the tree and then the tree doesn't show up, you're like, well, how good is this? Well, it's just a matter of timing.
Yeah. And there's been 3 or 4 questions dating back to you talking about the website and putting the ID in. If you send them your replicated website, they're signing up with you automatically, customer or brand partner. if they go to the main newage.com website, they can't sign up with anybody unless they know that person, because they're gonna have to go search them out and find them. So there's no way for somebody to be stolen. And obviously there's measures in there all over the place for anybody that ever worries about that. If something were to happen accidentally, it can be fixed in 2 minutes on a phone call up there. So no worries there. That's just like, I could send somebody to newage.com and if they were shopping around and text me, I could just send them my ID number, or they can put in my name or your name or whoever's name, and that they might know. So that's very beneficial, not designed for anybody to circumvent anything. There's been about 3 random questions on that. Just want to make sure everybody understood that.
Todd and Ken, I know you both would agree to this, and I want to say this for everybody that's on here today. And it's not because I'm trying to get you to go right business, okay? But I have, and I know Todd has and Ken has, been a part of a lot of not to this magnitude, but a lot of times when things change for the better, the best way to embrace change, the best way for a distributor like you and me to embrace change is to go enroll a brand partner and go enroll a customer, to the point, I'll be honest, if I went and grabbed my brother that was never going to do anything and got him as a customer so that I could embrace the system, so that I could go through the enrollment processes of both a brand partner and a customer. Like, if you do, the best thing you could do for your business right now is in the next week, go out and try to enroll a brand partner and a customer, and you're going to be smiling like Ken Bailey is right now, going, I love this. And every time that something new rolls out, that's always the best approach for a distributor to go do.
And what's interesting too, I've seen, and Todd and I were talking about this, people that have only been in the company a few months or whatever, Brent, absolutely love it already. The longer you've been around and you're used to something a different way, it's harder for you to adjust. And, somebody's been around 3 or 4, 5, 6 years, there's a learning curve. A brand new person, one of our best new people, Todd, just you and I were talking, he was like, man, I love this new system, because he didn't have the preconceived stuff already. You're going to see that over and over.
So Ken, I saw this one more time, and I was a little fuzzy on your answer too. If we're enrolling a new brand partner today, the $29.99 enrollment fee, is that automatically done if we click on enrollment, or so where?
Yeah, I think that's my understanding. I haven't. I would have to look to be for certain, Todd. But you can still do continue without products and enroll. You should be able to, and I haven't tested this honestly. Continue without products and still enroll them with the boss system, or I'm not even going to call it the boss system now. It's going to be called enhanced tools, enhancement, something like that. But okay, you can do that right now, but I haven't tested that.
Okay. Brent, I know you and I are educated. I mean, I talked to Ken an hour this morning getting ready for this call, and everything.
Andrea said, I see Andrea just text on the chat that it is automatically added. Is that right, Andrea? Yeah. Okay. I thought it was, but I hadn't tested it.
And no, you cannot enroll people in the business yet in Nigeria, but they can absolutely sign up for free. Brent, you want to comment on that?
Yeah, and right now in Nigeria, when it's wanting us to go put credit card information in, so they are aware of that and they're on top of it, and so they're getting that fixed where it'll still be what I call paperless, where it does not cost right now. So I go back to the statement I said, if each of us go enroll a customer and a brand partner, I know that might not sound easy, but if we do that, at the end of the day, that's your best way to have knowledge of this new system. It is the best way to learn the system.
Yeah, Brent, while you were talking, and I got to say this because maybe it'll enlighten people on how much better this is. I had a brand new rep and a rep that's been around a while sent me the exact same question. Are you telling me that I can send somebody to newage.com/ and my ID and they can shop with all my products right now? I said, yes. We could not do that before. It's hugely better once people get used to it.
Yeah. Yeah. So Scott, things like the library, all that kind of stuff is some of those downloads that are going to come, but it's, that's something that would be toward the end for sure.
If you or I see a comment coming through about passwords, the best way is probably to use customer service. If you don't have your password, like just call them, get your password from the company.
Yeah, if you're trying to log in though, Brent, and there is an option forgot password, and they'll send it to your email and all that. So
okay.
But a lot of the stuff still being loaded, especially in the back office part. And folks, that was by design. They asked us, you want us to focus on the back office, or you want us to get the front end with the marketing, the customer enrollment process, all that first. And that's what we asked them to do. And that's why they done all that first.
Yeah. Ken, you were showing us when we were shopping, if you click on that RX button and get back to the main page. So Michelle asked, is there a button or link coming back to the office to navigate back to the main website? Is that RX button you were talking about up top, or no?
Yeah, that'll take you back to the beginning. I think what she's asking is, once you're in your back office, going back to that opening screen. Right now, you just hit the back button up in the top left of your browser and it'll take you back. But they are going to, it was one of the first things I asked them to do when I saw the new system, is give you a link straight back to the shopping cart of the main area from your back office. Right now, you just got to X back, or do the arrows to go back, which works fine. But we are going to have a link to take you straight back.
And is there a area there now, if somebody does buy something that a link was sent, is there an orders or that would identify something's been bought for them?
Yep. Under your back office, there's an option called orders, and it'll show you the orders that are coming in.
Okay. That's there now.
That too.
Is that in the settings? Where is that?
It's underneath orders. And under your back office, there's an option called orders, but they're adding some things there to show you more about the orders. So everything's not in there yet.
Okay, and this is probably, I'm thinking this last question here is probably due to the dumps, because I know all of our volumes not showing up correctly yet. But this one says my auto ship has changed my products from 100 PV, and my products are showing 0 except for like, so that's probably just data not coming through, isn't it?
That's definitely data not coming through. And then there's even 2 sections there that shows you your products, and then down on the bottom it shows the volume total, and those may not actually add up now, but the right information's in there. Plus, let me put everybody at ease too, because I had one of my people yesterday was like, what? This ain't, I don't see this, I don't see that. The company thoroughly backed up everything. I've got I bet I have, Todd, 400 screenshots of what everything was beforehand, so that, if anything's not right, here's what it's supposed to be. So
hey, Brent, he told me that after the fact. He's like, yeah, I got in your back office, Todd. I took 400 screenshots. I'm like, dang, I didn't even think about that.
You love Ken. Yeah. And here's the beauty. The company did it. So
yes,
whether you're on Todd's team, Ken's team, anybody's team, the company took all this behind the scenes security measures for you. So everything's protected. But one of the things I want to bring out, I know we're about out of time, but we are independent business owners. So you do have to take responsibility of your business. So make sure today that go in and take a look at your PV and your product volume. And you know what? And if you have to make a call into corporate, we all do that. We all make a call into customer service. And so, they will get anything handled. And so it is a beautiful thing, and we're so excited about it. But it is a good time to take a look, make sure everything you got is set up.
I love what Deb Snyder just put in the chat. Thank you, Deb. Deb and Ken, they went through the switch over from Nucerity to RX and had similar stuff, but everything was taken care of, and now they're better and happier than ever. Thank you, Deb, for that comment. So they went from one company and another system. Well, you did too, Brent. From and now it's better than ever. So it's just
much, and that's kind of why I started it off with change. Change can be like, especially in our industry, people kind of hesitate, and coming from our company to what we have today is such a blessing. I mean, a lot of the people that came through that transition could put in the comments what a blessing and how grateful they are today. And that's what I see and hearing your words on this website is, man, we're going to be smiling from ear to ear over the next couple of months as we see what we got our hands on.
But Brent, you
That's
probably
right.
wasn't the first day you heard about it, or the first couple of days, you probably wasn't too happy, right?
Yeah, I might have been stroking through my hair a little bit, but today I'm loving it. I'm loving
What
life.
little bit we have left, right? Both of them.
That's right. That's right.
So now I think you guys want to talk a little bit about the level up, Todd, kind of switch gears before we.
Yeah, not much, because this has been so good. I don't want to get anybody distracted. Ken, you did an excellent job there. And I can never thank you enough. I mean, you just really learn stuff way quicker than I can learn it. That's the only way I know to tell you. It's just crazy, crazy helpful. I'm trying to see if I can screen share. I don't know if I can or not. Hang on one second. Give me 1 second, Brent.
He's going to, he's going to try to bring up some level up stuff. There you go.
There it is. I found it. Okay. We're not going to tell you very much today. We're just going to make sure you're ready for Monday. We're going to start on Monday a 6-month plan to keep people accountable. It's going to be the greatest thing since sliced bread, because it's going to make people like me, who have such great intentions every single day. I mean, like this, I'll give you a great example this week. I've been wanting to level up for a really long time. And just this week, man, I ate perfect on Monday. Sunday I ate perfect. Oh no, Sunday I had AAU basketball. Ashley blew my diet that day. Monday I ate perfect. So I'm on my way driving, thinking this is going to be my perfect week. And I get to Brent's place on Tuesday to meet with somebody for him. And this guy carries me to a restaurant, and I go to order a salad, and he says, no, you got to have a calzone. They make the best calzones in the world. So there I am, two out of 3 days, totally screwed up. So on this Level Up program we're going to launch, my screen won't share that good. It's going to be an accountability phase, and it's going to be 3 60-day phases. Brent, let's do this just on your Sunday night call Sunday night for everybody around the country. It's not going to be in Arkansas. We're going to roll it out in Arkansas. But in the meantime, we are converging all Facebook groups into one. You'll still have New Age Nation. There'll still be MOA Challenge, and we may post some new stuff there. But Transformation Lifestyles is going away. And Transformation Health Styles, if you're there, you already know it's called Level Up Life now. But one of the requirements that I was trying to show you there is we all have to make one accountability post a day. And I don't care if we're going to level up life, we're going to level up health. Heck, you can level up your spiritual life. But we're going to be a army of accountability enforcers. We're going to be competing with each other. If I don't see Ken Bailey post that he's had a perfect day and that he's out for his mile run or he's eating right, I'm calling his butt and saying, Ken, have you already fallen off? It's a 6-month plan and we're on day 3, Ken. So it's going to be a deal where we can all converge together. I see it going viral, and you'll see once you get into phase 2 and 3, which will be day 61 to 120 and day 120 to 180, that it's going to move from posting in your Facebook to posting on other social medias to attract people to level up with you. I don't care if they're leveling up Lucium Skincare in Canada, or they're leveling up transformation packs in the South, or they're leveling up experience pack. It don't matter. You're gonna see coming out of the weekend, we've got some new packs, a teaser, Brent, maybe some free shipping, and maybe a real easy way to get to ultimate and lock in, level up to 30% for life. We can't leak that out just yet, but that'll all be going in full speed. It will launch Monday, Brent. And I know you've been creating this, Brent, for 6 months, and it's going to be an exciting thing.
Well, it is exciting. And you know, at the end of the day, Level Up is really it's a movement. It's a movement. You're going to see a movement taking place with Level Up, because we do have this amazing company that's just going to continue to get bigger and more amazing. It's the rocket that's going with this company is unbelievable and where it's going. So we want to create a movement that people can level up their health. They can level up their finances. They can level up their relationships. Like it just fits all sectors of life. And for most people, they're fearful of posting and getting it out there on social media. So we're going to drive everybody to this Level Up Life Facebook group so that we can all be a community there. We can all celebrate each other's wins there. You might be leveling up, buying a new car with some of the finances you've made in this company. And you might have a sign out there that's like, I'm leveling up. And we're celebrating. We're like, way to go, Ken Bailey. Way to go get that Maserati you've always wanted. And here's the thing. That's what the community is going to be about. It could be weight loss. It could be energy. It could be you hiking to the top of Pikes Peak. But at the end of the day, a movement is what people enjoy being a part of. And that's the Level Up program. That's the whole mindset behind it. So yes, we have some really fun packs that will be coming out that will be tied to Level Up, but everybody can be a part of this Level Up community, no matter what pack you pick. And then Todd, I'll turn it back to you, but there's going to be some key elements of Level Up that we can compete with our cell phone on a daily basis. That's going to be huge. Todd, I see you kind of showing some things.
Well, I was trying this iPad works half the time, half the time it doesn't. But I just saw Anthony Moreland hashtag Level Up. Anthony, who we all know is just a genius out there, always on everything, and Kristen Dole and a bunch of other people, they went and searched kind of what was going on out there on the hashtag Level Up, and there wasn't very much. So what everybody was looking for was a keyword that everybody could hashtag that 90 days from now, it will be viral. Hashtag Level Up. So if there are other things out there, they're going to have to change their name because they're going to be driving them into our Level Up movement. So what we'll do is we'll hashtag, you'll see in phase 2 and 3, it becomes a have to. Phase 1 we'll just get everybody in the group posting. That way, some people are awkward on posting on their own stuff initially, but you'll just post in our Level Up group. But anything you're going to be doing out there on Instagram, TikTok, all that kind of stuff, we're going to pound Level Up. You can create your own website, Level Up with Ashley Paulson, and you can link it now to your new age replicated website, Level Up with Ken Bailey, Level Up with Brent Palmer. So you can create your own movement inside of the big movement. And then one of the things that this will turn to is we'll get a whole bunch of people creating YouTube level up channels. So it'll be, Ashley Paulson, Level Up with Ashley Paulson on YouTube, and where she starts leaving daily things out there on YouTube. And all of a sudden when people go to YouTube, it's viral there. It's like you put in, somebody accidentally puts in Level Up, and there's 10,000 of us out there with live stream YouTubes on getting 6-packs or 6 new cars, whichever way you're leveling up, or both. Ken Bailey, you may get a 6-pack and 6 new cars.
Todd, and the beauty of this, I mean, when we came over with Limu into RX at the time, everybody loves inherently the product that they bring, right? They love. So think about our company growing, and now we're brothers and sisters with Noni, and what a great marriage that is, and excitement. We knew Sarity, Debbie, and Ken. And to think about now, we're blurring the lines of company names. We're blurring the lines of names that people are loyal to. And we're just saying, hey, let's be a community. Like, love your name, love your line, love your loyalty. But then let's have just a community that has a theme of Level Up. And inside of that community, you have all that. Like, you can keep all that. You don't have to lose all that. And that ultimately is what makes Level Up so special.
Well, Brent, Todd, to go along with everything we've talked about, one of the most important things for us in building a business is duplication, simplicity, and being able to duplicate. This new website and whatever is so much more. It's simple for customers to sign up, reps to sign up. Now you're introducing a system, and we can't let everything out of the bag. But Todd said something about maybe getting free shipping, or maybe a quicker way to Ultimate. And I mean, there's a simple, duplicatable system is going to be announced on top of a simplified system by the company, which will create momentum like we've never seen once we get this duplicated.
Yeah. So the only other thing I'm going to say today, and we got to call this, but I'm already late getting over to the event. I stayed over here just in case I didn't have internet over there, but the Level Up system is going to be designed to kind of cocoon you and me from the next merger and the next merger, because the next merger now can just come in and they can level up whatever pack they want to, but everything remains consistent. Like Brent and I tried to work together from day one, but I was RX Transformation Pack and he was Lamu Experience Pack. So if I was in North Alabama to do a meeting for him, I had to ask him, what PowerPoint do you want me to use? What do you want me to say? And then vice versa when he would go. So this gets us all under a simple umbrella. And then it doesn't matter exactly how you do it under this umbrella, but because all the wording and the vibe is always level up your life, level up, level up, level up. Ken Bailey had a guy that did that in his business. He's known as Steve, the food guy in the next 56 days. And the dude has like 8,000 preferred customers. I'm talking about like 8,000 people that are subscribing and saving monthly in his business. He has like 45,000. Ken, I said 45,000 to a guy for Brent the other day, but I think you told me it's like 90,000 now. When I pulled out, I was like, how many people have gone through his class?
It's over 80,000 for sure, but I think it's over 90,000 now.
So he created his own cocoon system. So we're not going to go that. We're not going to cocoon everybody in, but because everybody can kind of level up their own cocoon. But it is going to be something like Steve's people don't even know anything's changed. they're next 56 day in it, and we'll all be in North Carolina with him next Saturday, and it'll be the biggest event probably so far this year. Probably 800 people at the event when Deanna gets there to speak. So it's and they'll be like, "We got a new website. Where's that at?"
What they do know, Todd, and they love is it's easier for customers to shop. That's all, and that's what matters.
Absolutely.
All right, be blessed. I'll see the ones in Arkansas that'll be here, and I'll be over. If you're in Arkansas, watch over at the John 3:16 Ministries there. I'll be over there in about an hour now. I'm getting ready to hop in my car and head y'all's way.
Safe travels, everybody. We love you. God bless.
Thank you, Anthony.